Hi, I'm Cameron Spurlock, and first of all, I wanted to say I hope you had a great holiday and Thanksgiving. I always like this time of year around Christmas and Thanksgiving because it's an opportunity for family and friends to get together. So hope you had a wonderful, got plenty of good eatings, were able to laugh and have fun and reconnect. And it was during my holiday that my family and I watched the video vacation that I recently posted, actually my first post on YouTube of my trip with my wife to St Maarten. And looking at the video, it was really great, brought back some really great memories, but it made me look and see the things that I felt like I did really good, but also recognize some things I wish I had done better. And so I'm making this video just to share with you maybe some things that I learned that will help you out. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, I've actually posted a link below, so please go check it out and look at it, and then maybe come back to this video and you can kind of see maybe the same things I was seeing. And I'd love to hear some comments of things that you liked or felt that I could have done better, whether you're an amateur or professional. This is something that I totally never saw myself doing, but as my wife and I were looking to take our vacation, we were looking for different places to go, and our son suggested go out on YouTube and search on video vacation montages. And I did that, and I was blown away about what I had seen. I had been on YouTube and used it for different instructional things and, you know, watch a little, you know, some of the funnier things on YouTube, but didn't know this was out here. I mean, I've heard about the vlogging, but some of the stuff was amazing, and I think you know some of the top ones out there and some of their montages and vloggings that they've done, and it's great. But I saw it and I was like, I want to do this. I was so used to the still photos where, you know, it kind of fades and circles around and you zoom in and out, and to see this was so movie-like, and it evoked emotions, which is what I wanted to do with my video. So started to look at all the instructional videos, look up who the top people were, researched equipment, and all of that led to me doing the video, which I enjoyed. But again, there were some lessons I learned. So these are the tips that I learned while doing my video vacation montage. Number one, as all of the experts say, is you've got to have a theme. You really do have to have an idea other than I'm going on vacation to have a good time to help you with that. For me, it was vacationing with my wife, and it was a long overdue vacation. It was all about relaxation, fun, and romance, and just spending time with her. And that was what I wanted to portray in my video for other people to watch, more so than even, hey, let's travel to St. Maarten. Just this emotion that people can watch and say, hey, that looked really nice, or that looked really fun. It really helped me as I went to each shot think about what I wanted to capture. It helped me really focus on, you know, am I doing this? Does it really have a meaning to the overall theme of what I'm trying to accomplish here? If I hadn't, I think I would have just been randomly taking a bunch of shots of everything I thought was cool and neat and fun, and it just would have been all over the place. So as most of the main people say, is definitely have a theme going to your shots. Even as I was doing it, I'd be thinking about the music I wanted in the background or the type of music I wanted to play. So it's very important to really establish that beforehand. My second tip is know your equipment. I had a lot of older equipment going in, and I'm not saying that you have to do this, but because this isn't my profession, I'm an amateur, not knowing when I'd get an opportunity to go on vacation again, I wanted to make sure the equipment I had was reliable and was going to work. So I went out and purchased a Canon EOS M50, which is a great camera for doing these type of things and for vlogging. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but that's a whole nother video altogether, and there's some out there, but I highly recommend that camera. The second thing I bought was a used GoPro Hero, I think it was the original version, and I got it off of Amazon, and I didn't feel like I needed the newest with all the bells and whistle. Again, having my theme, I had a very specific mindset of what I was going to use it for, which was going to be taking pictures or videos in the pool, being on the beach and ocean, and doing some snorkeling. So I didn't feel like I needed it. And then I already had a great camera in my Apple iPhone 8, which takes amazing shots. Even though it's an older version of Apple, it did great and it was very handy. And then the last piece of equipment I got was a gimbal, because I wanted to make sure my camera shots were stable, and I didn't want to have to try to do that in my editing software. And even if I did, it would help it even if it was shaking a little. But with all that said, I purchased a lot of this equipment prior, like weeks before going on vacation, maybe a week or two, maybe a little bit longer for some of them. But I didn't feel like I was as comfortable with my equipment as I should be. So I was a little clumsy in switching, and I don't think I maximized the use, especially with the Canon ES50, of everything it has to offer and do, just because I wasn't comfortable switching through things. So if you get an opportunity, make sure you get your equipment sooner rather than later, to help you be prepared, so when you get it, you can quickly switch and get the most out of the video you're taking. But it leads me into my third point, which is sometimes you just have to go with what you got. You don't have to go buy this equipment. If you have the money to do it, it's great. I was fortunate that I had the funds to go and purchase some of this. I didn't get everything I wanted. I would have loved to have a drone, but I don't know if that would have necessarily added to my theme or made it necessarily any better. I think it would have captured some additional shots, but I found a lot of times where my camera just wasn't handy, and I just picked up my own phone and went with that shot. And again, I think these videos are really built to evoke emotions and feelings in you. So to me, it's more important to capture the moment you're in rather than have it be this great, structure and, I don't know, picture for you. Capture the moment more than get worried about what type of equipment you were capturing it with. I think that's more important than anything else. That goes into my next tip is, for me, being new at this and feeling good about the shots I took, but not necessarily know how it would look in post-production or when I went to editing. I really tried to capture as many shots based on my theme as I could, so I would have that just library of information to go to. But with that, you also have to make sure that you're organized. So when I was before I even got on my trip, and within my computer and my storage devices, I had organized folders that were based on days and the equipment that I was using. So at the end of each day, while I was charging the equipment, I was able to download the files in there, and when I went into my editing mode, it made it really easy because I could simply just reflect back on a particular day and know I used that piece of equipment, and then I was able to use that as I was editing my software. But make sure you get plenty of shots, because again, I don't know if you're like me, you don't get to travel as often as some of these travel people, so you've got to make sure that you capture the moment right then. You want to make sure that you have it, and you don't want to get back home thinking, oh, I missed that shot or I didn't take it. So take more rather than less. As you get better, and I hope as I develop, I'll get really good at just getting that shot and knowing it, and just maybe 3 or 4 other ones, and I won't have such a large library, but I may continue to do it, because again, I have enough video, I could probably create a second one and change it and have a whole different feeling and theme to it as well. So take plenty of shots. My next tip is, no matter how many instruction videos you look at and how much you think you're prepared, if you haven't done this, it's going to be shaky, and the only way you get better is to practice. And so I think you need to try new things when you practice as well, because I found myself looking, and in the beginning I would reflect to something I already saw, and I had to stop myself and say, no, I want this to be what Cameron Spurlock is putting out this. I want this to be my vision, and I think my video came out more sincere, if that's the right word to use. I felt like it came out more sincere in that I was trying to produce my own image of my vacation with my wife. And I think you should try things like that. I want to be able to create something that people go back, oh, that's a Cameron shot, Cameron Spurlock shot. He kind of created, or he developed that, or that little technique. So the only way you're going to do it is to test your creativity and try new things and have the courage to do it. Don't try to emulate what someone else has done, especially like a lot of these other people who are professional and have trained or have done this time and time again. And a lot of these people actually have, one or two other people to help him with the editing and the filming, and not all of us necessarily have that. So create your own style and just feel comfortable with what you're doing. And going to my last tip, and to me it is the most important tip, especially for us amateurs, is you're on vacation, have fun. Don't get caught up with thinking about, I gotta post this for YouTube and other people. To me, my video was really for my wife and I and my family to share, and to, again, go back and reflect. And unless you're traveling constantly, then to me, you should really wait and, just make sure you have fun. I mean, wait to get that shot. Make sure you're spending it with the person you're with, and enjoying, whether it be wife, friend, family, whatever. For me, I found I would go to a scene and film right away. I may film in between if we were like in the city, or maybe driving through the island, and then right before I left. But I always made sure that I had the camera off and that I was connecting with the person I was with, because that's why I was really there, not to create, not to post. I'm an amateur. This is for fun. It's not my job. So those are the tips that I have. Again, I encourage you, please, to go look at my video, give me feedback on what you say, and then, like I said, I'd love to hear your comments. I really want to get better and learn how to do this, and so I hope this video also helps you if you're preparing for a trip and trying to figure out what you need to do. I want amateurs and professional. Again, Instagram page is posted where I have a lot of my photography, and if you're interested in following me and looking as I go through my journey, which isn't all about pursuing my passion in video and photography, it's about pursuing just being a better person, and it's not all about the well-being, but I think all of us have an opportunity when we wake up each morning to choose who we want to be and what we want to do in life, and so many times we put it off for fear or some other excuse. And this is really a journey of me of taking that step that I'm not going to live that way anymore, that I'm going to try to pursue life in the fullest. So that was a lot to say, but please, if you're interested, please follow me, and I'd love to hear back from you. So until next time, peace. Thank you.